Hello and welcome to Bigfoot Jr.'s Ranger Guide for Bless Online. As promised, I will do this guide in two languages. So obviously we're starting off with English here. Well, first of all, Ranger the class itself is a sure single target DPS class, which I love in Bless Online. Each class has their own job. Each class has their own advantages and disadvantages. The range advantages, we do enormous single target damage. Disadvantages, we're very bad in multi-target damage. There are some possibilities, like taking rapid attack tactic, having rain of arrows, anti-explosive trap and stuff like that, but overall that's not even coming close to what a mage can do or what a berserker can do with multi-target damage. So that's basically it. We're shining single target. Short thing about leveling here for the ranger, if somebody wants to know or would ask. The route I always do, or I always did with all of my rangers I leveled so far, is you start, of course, your racial starting quests, go to your capital, follow the main quest, etc. etc. For here on site, I always did the hunting quests of the dogs up here in Marta. Um, then there was a bird quest outside of Marta. Those are two hunting quests that give a shit ton of experience. For level 12, they give per step about 4k, so I finished both of them entirely, which will bring you to level 13 with your main quest easily, or 14. Get sent into underground prison of Belmont. Get yourself some equipment from the equipment vendor up here. Run the dungeon. There's nothing more to say to it. This dungeon is pretty simple and straightforward. I'll do that up to 2021. Follow the main quest back then until I get sent in here. The second dungeon for here on Mausoleum of the Wise Ones. Finish that dungeon until I run it again until I'm 30 to 31. The only thing to mention about this dungeon is first boss can be a little tricky if you don't kill the ad, but as long as you just stand there, get a little distance to the boss, cast your single target rotation, kill the ad so the boss doesn't heal up. The rest, that's it. For the other bosses, just kite them with instant spells. Now that we can run and cast at the same time or charge up our spells, we're pretty good to go here. After that, I would just keep on grinding the main quests until the quest catches up with my current level. From that point on, I start doing side quests and hunting quests, and that's basically it. From 40 on or earlier, you can try and get some elites here, which are the most efficient ones for XP grinding if you want to, or you can just do the side quests and hunt quests that come with the side quests for the mob types you need for the quests and get 45. That would be pretty easy too. I did both ways, both works fine. You would be a little faster with the elites, but therefore you're dependent on having both channels to yourself and having the farm for yourself, so yeah. We all know how that goes currently. So that's basically it. And another advantage for the side quest is you get a lot of gold with it too. But that's basically it. Other than that, you just use your two main stances that are also your end gear stances for max DPS, which is pretty good. Do pretty straightforward damage there. Which will bring us to the rotation. Rotation of a ranger is pretty simple and straightforward too. What I usually do is you go cast a rapid fire, single target of course, and prioritize snipe. You want to get as many snipes out as you can because it's your main source of damage. It does about 50% of your overall damage. Plus minus, we don't have any damage meters in game, but you can calculate hitting any targeting damage and stuff like that. Other than that, is your main damage spell is gated by Mark of the Fugitive. It is on a pretty heavy cooldown. Base cooldown is 30 seconds. Currently, without skill levels, we can skill it down to 22 seconds. And of course, it's scaling with with acceleration, cooldown reduction of set pieces, etc. So what I would recommend is usually when a boss gets pulled, you would start off with in this stance. Boss gets pulled, you switch in this stance, charge this snipe. We wait for the switch so we can get the buff. On stand switch we always have strong buffs, so switch over when the tank pulls. Take this buff with you that gives you a little extra damage. This is why I have the 2 points in here. Do a simple rotation from that, get the focus shot. Switch here into a rapid fire, which will leave us with a 6 combo. Start over rapid fire again to have a 3 combo for switching back into this snipe. Switching back into rapid fire, switching back into focus fire here because our fugitive will still be on cooldown, and so on and so on. That's basically it. Key for the hunter is to be positioned right and get your spells out. The rest is pretty straightforward here. I have skilled, of course, the exposed weakness, have damage reduction, resistance reduction, or defense reduction on the enemy. Your prudent shot, you want to have this charged up. It gives you a nice passive, and you need your stacks for your for certain non-stand skills. Other than that, that's basically it. Cast this on cooldown. Cast this if fugitive is on cooldown. Cast the focus fire. For non-chain skills, I play current group support. That means you get a speed buff for group, which is pretty nice. You get your base dodge roll. You don't need any additions for that. It is just a short immunization or leaping out of something. I have this one skilled full because the barrel enhancement is really good. It gives you 2 seconds of full immunity, though it requires you to have prudent shot stacks, and prudent shot stacks you get from casting prudent shot, which you mostly do. It's very rare the case that you don't have that. Afterwards, I would recommend, of course, playing with Pose of High Angle Fire. Single target got nerfed a little by 15% the buff, but I'm not playing with that anymore because it has a group effect that is pretty nice now. When you skill it all the way through, you would get 7 plus 10 plus 5, which brings us to 22% damage increase for the group on a 10 meter radius. So all your group players, party members, whatever, playing with you that are around you for 10 meters will get an extra damage when they are 10 or 10 meters or further away from the boss. Or 15 meters, sorry. So that's basically your non-stand skills that you will use. For your abilities, my skill is taking currently that we can reach skill level 20 yet, so you just pick out the best you can get from those you can skills currently, which would be crit here, crit damage here, which is the most important part, and of course the 50 fighting power from here, which is a lot of damage, and you get a lot of nice little notes between that, which is basically it. That will lead us to start stats. Stats, of course, mostly important for you would be hit cap. Reaching hit cap currently requires about 172 points, a little less than that, but to be on the safe side. I currently wear 3 wolf patterns. I'm overhitted by 24 points, but that is because I use 3 wolf patterns that are blue, which give me per wolf pattern 162 hit, which gets me basically overhitted, as I'm also having 10 hit from here. But that's not a big deal. I'd rather be overhitted than underhitted. The reason why I do have 2 big wolf patterns or 3 blue wolf patterns is I still get more fighting power out of the blue wolf pattern, so I can either pick being not overhitted and having less fighting power, or be overhitted and have more fighting power, so obviously with more fighting power. So I would recommend currently having 3 wolf runes on your gear. I have my wolf patterns here and in the chest. 3 wolf patterns give you the option of having 2 blue runes and 1 green rune of hit, which would which will bring you to 169 hit with your ability tree that has 10 hit included. That would be 99.91% hit. So you're basically nearly hit cap. There is a chance of 0.09% that you would miss a spell, but that's up to you. The rest I would currently just go with bear patterns, pure bear patterns, because it's all fighting power and it's the best you can do. After that, I will later on aim for acceleration. Crit is not as important in my opinion currently, because our main damage spell, always crits. Our snipe has a 100% crit chance in this stance when it's full charge, so for me there is no reason to go a lot into crit. Acceleration though has the fact that it lowers our cast time, which makes our snipes faster, and it reduces our cooldown reduction, which opens up Mark of the Fugitive to be usable way more often. This is also why this set is gonna be very, very important at the end, because it gives us all together with the 10 piece and the 40 piece acceleration a lot, and at the end 20% cooldown reduction. If that's the case, and we ever reach the point where this is ready all the time, we will drop focus fire basically every time. And you just go from rapid fire into snipe, but there's still a long way to go for that. So pattern priority is having 3 wolf patterns if you want to use blue runes, having 5 wolf patterns if you want to entirely use green runes, so you're hit capped, and after that just go for bear patterns. If you have to decide between a lion or a leopard pattern, then I would go with the leopard pattern because it gives you acceleration, and it's just mentioned it's stronger than crit. So that's basically it for your stat weights and your runes and your gear. Just mentioning pets real quick here, which is a pretty obvious choice. I don't have great pets right now. I lost a lot by trying to get epic and ancient or legendary pets. I would recommend having fighting power and defensive pets, of course. Both I have in crappy stats, but either way, your dream pet would be either a defense pet combined with fighting power, and then as a third, of course, a legendary ability, or backward movement speed plus fighting power, which allows you to strafe sidewards, backwards on a high tempo and still do damage a lot. That's basically it for our hunter guide. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoy the guide. It could help you open up some questions. If there is any further things you need to know or questions you need to ask, let me know. Add into the comment section or join my stream at twitch.tv Bigfoot_Junior. Have a nice day, guys, and hope to see you soon. Bye bye.